It's Saturday, November 25th, about 6 p.m. Just got back from a long day of travel, and on the way back, I got to watch I Know You Rider. And it's a pretty sweet movie about Jake Burton, who started Burton and kind of created snowboarding. He insists, it wasn't created, it evolved over time. And of course, I agree if he's the one that's going to say that, but it was kind of cool. One thing he said about it was something along the lines of everyone that's doing it, chose to do this. You didn't have a coach pushing you into it or parents pushing you into it at the start. It was kind of a bunch of misfits who got together and found their way to something they loved that they could all enjoy together. And some of them wanted to get really good at it together. Some just wanted to have a good time. But I think that's something super special in life. And I just wanted to record myself saying a few words because it's on my mind. He reminded me a lot of Queen, and when I watched Bohemian Rhapsody, they were talking to an agent. I think it was a potential agent, something like that. And Freddie Mercury said something along the lines of, we're for the misfits. We are the misfits, and that's who we make our music for the people who don't belong. And I think that's really special. I think it's super easy to conform to social norms. Everybody kind of talks about that. And being able to stay yourself, some people still fit in certain ways and some people can't. But to be attracted to something and recognize your passion or love towards that thing and follow it and put your time and energy into it, enjoying it, creating it, producing it, watching it, whatever it might be. I think that's a wonderful thing that we absolutely need more of. And I think snowboarding's so fun because if you watch that's why so many mountains didn't want snowboarders. It's all these crazy people out there without any brakes, going 100 miles an hour, feeding off each other's energy. Just finding their place in the world amongst each other, more than in a location, more than with the people they were born with, as the person you become because of this world and the people in this world, having a place where you find belonging. I think that's beautiful, and getting to see that final scene where you've got Mark McMorris, you've got Shaun White, you've got all these snowboarders that knew Jake very closely, in the U.S. Open 3 months after his death, making that run down the half pipe in memory of him. I think that's one of the most beautiful scenes I've seen, and of course it's from real life. That's not a movie scene, that's footage they had, and that's something super special. All of them looking up to this man, all of them having love for this man, and because of that man, all of them having love for each other and knowing each other and having a way to express themselves in life is the gift that he gave them. I don't think everyone's lucky enough to get that, but I think if more people tried to put energy into their passion, put time more than anything, just time into their passion. It's kind of like me recording this, as silly as it may seem. Someday I definitely want to be involved in talking to people in one way or another. Hopefully, in my mind right now, that looks like podcasting. And so just turning on this camera and talking for 4 minutes, if this is going to help me start, then I've made a right choice. And if not, then I've put my time into something that's not a waste, because the only other thing on my mind when I got home from this long day of travel was tune out to some TV or video games. And although those for sure can be a passion, they can for sure be a passion. For me, I don't think that's necessarily my passion. I think it's more of a, free dopamine release, some free happiness, some free feel good for a few hours. And I think it's also important to recognize the difference between those two things, a passion and something that just gives you a little bit of happiness, or that, it's not even really happiness, it's that temporary dopamine hit. Social media, great example of what does that. But it was just absolutely beautiful to watch that movie on the plane ride back, to come back to my apartment in Denver, Colorado, knowing I've got beautiful friends here. I've got a snowboard in the closet over there. I've got a winter ahead of me. It's November, like I said. And I've got things I legitimately love doing that I get to continue putting energy into. It's not a place everyone finds themselves. So, hopefully hearing this or hearing me, talk for 5 minutes maybe gives you an idea of, oh yeah, I do have those things, that give me long-term happiness, and I'll dream about them and wake up still thinking about them, and someday I'll wake up and it'll feel like a dream because I'll be doing them, and maybe I'll have found a way to make a life, or just not even make a life, just spend your life with the people you found through those activities you love. I think it's a beautiful thought. I'm glad I sat down and recorded it. Take one.